Hopefully, this is your last time listening to the Luke Kelly Show as being a broke-ass bitch. Win that Powerball tonight. It's estimated, as I'm recording this podcast, to be at $1.9 billion. Wouldn't that be wonderful? To win all of that money and not have to do a damn thing the rest of your life. I'm thinking about it right now. That's one of the best parts about one of the big Powerball or Mega Millions jackpot is thinking of all the ways that you would spend your money, all the ways that you would think about spending your time because you wouldn't have to work anymore. I always think about that. Not just when there's an extremely high Powerball or Mega Millions jackpot. I think about that all the time. What happens if I walk into a lot of money? How am I going to spend my time? To be honest with you, with a lot of golf, probably. That's how I would fill up my time. Playing golf and going to sporting events. Going whatever sporting event I wanted to. And I would still do this podcast because I enjoy doing this podcast. But I would build a badass podcast studio inside of a new house. Have video. I would do it all up. That's what I would do with my money. You could dream whichever way you want to dream. If you're a hunter, you could dream about spending it on a whole bunch of hunting stuff or buying a whole bunch of land so that way you could always hunt. That would be cool. Spend it on fishing stuff. You can spend it on purses. You can spend it on whatever the hell you want. You can have so many bad habits. Now I need to go buy a Powerball ticket. I forgot to buy one on Saturday, so luckily I have a chance to still be a billionaire. And so do you. I don't think the odds are all that great to win. But you got to roll the dice. If you're a betting person, yeah, the odds aren't great, but you could still walk away with billions of dollars. You know what's one conversation that I always hate? Oh, but you won't have $1 billion after taxes. Uncle Sam needs his. Yeah, no shit. It's still a lot of money. It's still a lot more money that you would get than working the rest of your life. You would still probably get close to, we would say, $700 million. You should be good. You know how it works. Stop bitching about taxes coming out on stuff. Look, I work a job that has commission on it. Commission rates are taxed really high. It stinks, but it's part of the territory. Stop complaining about it. You know what it's going to be. Maybe once I win that Powerball, I won't have weird-ass dreams anymore. I go through spurts. I don't know how it works for you, but I go through spurts of having dreams. And the last couple of weeks, I've had some really strange dreams. And I haven't taken any NyQuil. Usually, that's when I get some really weird dreams, is when I take NyQuil. Right now, I don't know what the case is. One night last week, I had 2 dreams in the same night, both strange. I don't even know how these were tied to each other, to be honest with you. So the first dream, I was dying. I was in a hospital because my heart was failing. It was not good. I woke up covered in sweat. And I was like, why am I dreaming this right now? Out of all things, heart failure in the hospital bed. Why? Was I watching? I don't think I was watching any sort of medical TV show that night. So it was just odd. And it took me forever to fall back to sleep after that one because I was worried about dying in my sleep, probably to heart failure. But the second dream that I had that night, I think, was a little bit more strange than the first one. I was out back in my dream doing a whole bunch of yard work. All of a sudden, I heard a loud pop, pop, gunshots go off in the front yard. Like, what the hell happened? I peek my head around, and I see a guy with a gun in his hand. And if you've ever seen Looney Tunes, you know those like big old school musket looking guns, the ones that like when you shoot it, the bullets pop out of the gun and like the front end of the gun like collapses. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm not a gun guy, so I don't know how to describe this to you. But it was one of those old school looking guns. And I was like, what the fuck? I got nervous. I ran in the house because the direction that the guy was standing in with his gun that just went off was towards the room that Nora was in. She was doing some work in her office. So I run inside. I get into the office, and Nora has this lady in her arms. The lady that just got shot. That's who Nora had in her arms. This lady was bleeding, barely alive. I grab my phone. I dial 911. The operator from 911, 911, what's your emergency? Said, yes, someone was just shot in our front yard. It doesn't look like the person was out there, but I saw him. Looks like he left the scene, but the person that shot is now in my house, and we're trying to apply pressure and keep her alive. She was like, okay, so do you need ambulance or do you need police? I was like, somebody was shot. So definitely the police and definitely an ambulance. She was like, okay. I need you to find out, though, if the person that was shot has insurance. Said, someone just got shot and you have the audacity to ask me if this person has insurance? And she was like, yes, because they're expensive now and a lot of people don't pay for their ambulance rides. And I said, I don't care. Just fucking get someone here. I was baffled. I was so mad at that response from the 911 operator that I woke up once again in complete sweat, head to toe, covered in sweat. I'm like, what the hell? Why this dream? What's going on? One night, two weird dreams. What's going on in my head? I really didn't know. I wanted to start to Google what dreams mean and stuff like that, because sometimes people say that your dreams have meanings or certain things because maybe you have a thought process running through your mind right now, or I don't know. Whatever it was, I'm just like, this is so freaking bizarre. I would expect this, like I told you, if I was on some sort of medicine, but I was not on medicine. And luckily, since that night, I haven't had another dream. Because this weirdness of all these dreams needs to stop. And I hope I'm on the right path now to not dealing with any more dreams for a while, because they are that weird. I need some happiness in my life. I can't have dark-ass dreams like this all the time. Can you imagine your life being filled with the darkest dreams every single night? It would be miserable for you. You would have to go see a psychologist. Be like, hey, yo, doc, what does all this shit mean? I don't know. Enough about the bad stuff. Let's bring in some happiness. Told you that I was going to talk about Christmas on every episode up until we get to that point. That's what brings me happiness. So I hope it brings you happiness too. And the way that I was found to be in a better mood on Saturday night was when Nora asked me, she's like, hey, just saw a TikTok. All Christmas stuff at Hobby Lobby is 60% off. I was like, talk dirty to me, babe. Talk dirty to me. She's like, yeah, we could go get some garland. We need some new garland. Maybe a Christmas ornament or two. It's like, yeah, keep talking. Go ahead. She's like, yeah, maybe a new tree. I'm like, oh, no, you crossed the line. Trees are expensive. Although with 60% off, there were some good deals on trees. It's just that I'm a broke ass bitch. Unless I win that Powerball, I'll go buy a new tree. But I would need to go buy like a 12-foot tree because I would have me a nice house. But I love going into Hobby Lobby around Christmas time to see all the decorations. Really, the Christmas ornaments. I love Christmas ornaments. I got a whole bunch of them. Every single year as a kid, I always got one. My mom has kept that tradition alive. She gives us a Christmas ornament on Thanksgiving so that way it could go on our tree for Christmas season. I mean, I have baseball ones. I have microphones. I have headphones. You know, stuff that's a little bit special. First married Christmas ornaments, engaged ornaments, stuff like that. There was always a meaning behind every single ornament. And I like that. It's cool, but now I have a whole bunch of ornaments. Good thing we have 2 Christmas trees. Last year, we had a real Christmas tree upstairs and our fake Christmas tree downstairs. And still, between the 2 trees, you would never believe this. Between the 2 trees, full with ornaments, we still had some ornaments that were kept inside of the bin because there wasn't enough room on the tree. That's how you know you have too many ornaments. So now we have to have a rotation. So that way, some of the ornaments get out of the box every other year or so. But when we were there, looking at ornaments, I found the perfect Christmas ornament for one of my nephews. He is in love with monster trucks. Anything monster trucks, he loves it. The Hot Wheels version, the Monster Jam versions, whatever it is. So I found a monster truck one, and I am not a fan of people FaceTiming when they're in the store because it just looks bad. And the volume, it's not like the volume, you know, you could hold it up to your ear and talk to someone. It's like on speakerphone. So that's why I try not to use FaceTime that much in public. So I called my parents because, like I told you, my mom gets everyone a Christmas ornament. And I was like, hey, did you guys get Theo a Christmas ornament? They're like, yeah, we got everybody one. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I just found the most perfect one, so I wanted to show you what it was. They said, oh, let's see it. And I showed it to them, and they said, just get it. And if we don't give it to him this year, we'll give it to him next year. It's like, okay. I mean, the ornament was maybe $1 because it was 60% off. Great find. Great find. And I think everyone was inside of Hobby Lobby because we all saw that same TikTok that said 60% off. I've never seen so many people inside of Hobby Lobby. Usually you'll see some people in there, but there were barely any carts. Almost every single register was open, so that way you could check out. Stock boys were running to the back to go get trees and bring them up front, even put them in some people's cars. That's how packed it was. But I'm glad to see everyone getting into the holiday spirit in November. I'm telling you, Christmas season starts November 1st. If you want to wait until after Thanksgiving, that's fine. Do you? But don't be mad when other people start celebrating. Like, I'm not going to be super upset that you wait until Thanksgiving to start or the day after Thanksgiving, because that's your life. You do you, boo-boo. But I just want to take in as much as possible. All the trees, all the ornaments, all the garland, all the ribbons, the wreaths, all that stuff. Just makes everything look so beautiful. Think about driving downtown, wherever you live, and seeing a whole bunch of Christmas decorations up. Or driving through neighborhoods that have a whole bunch of Christmas lights up. It's different. It's sparkly. It's shiny. Smiles on your faces as you drive by or walk past all that stuff. That's what I'm here for. Here for all of it. Oh, man. You know what I wasn't there for, or still am not here for? And this is one reason why I don't like the fall. Leaves. Leaves suck. They're pretty when they turn colors. But that's it. Other than that, leaves suck. Once they start to hit the ground, it's just a reminder that you're going to have to burn one of your weekend days, raking them up, putting them into bags. It's a disaster. And I saw so many people doing it this weekend. I was like, I got to do it. I was supposed to do it last weekend. I was lazy, didn't do it. It's like, I need to do it. But I was like, I don't want to get the leaf blower out, blow them all into a pile, then throw them into a bag, and it sucks. And I remember someone told me that one of their friends got a leaf vacuum. This is a real thing. If you don't have a leaf vacuum, I'm here to tell you, it's a game changer. I got one of the Ryobi ones from Home Depot because I have the Ryobi lawnmower and weed whacker and leaf blower, so I could use all those batteries with this leaf vacuum. Awesome. It mulches them. They say, this is part of their advertising, that in one of their full bags, after it being mulched, it's like 6 bags if you didn't mulch them down, which I don't know if that's true or not. I think I ran the leaf vacuum about 6 times and filled up a full trash can, because that's the way that my city does it. You could put it in a trash can and yard waste comes on a certain day. And I still have more to do, but it saved me so much time. I started it late in the day, so I didn't have much sunlight left because of daylight savings time expiring. And we fell back that hour. Oof. Let me tell you, that was real this morning, too. Don't you think it's time that we get rid of that? I hope we do. You may live in a part of a country that actually already got rid of it. And I know there's a lot more states that are actually proposing to get rid of it. It seems like a great idea. But waking up this morning to my dog crying at 7:30 in the morning, I mean, it was an annoying cry. She would come down the hallway, let out a cry, walk back down the hallway because we weren't up, let out a cry. And she did this for a while. I'm like, why the fuck? 7:30, she could usually go to about like 8:30 on a Saturday morning. She's gotten a lot better since I've had my new job where I sleep in a little bit more now. She's done a good job of letting me have to about 8:30 on Saturday mornings, 8:15, 8:30. But when I looked at my clock, I'm like, come on, Rory, what the hell? You went out late last night, too. That's what I was thinking. You went out late last night. I was watching the World Series, so I didn't go to bed until after 11. I think the last pitch, the last out was collected sometime after 11 o'clock in the Eastern time zone. But then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, we fell back. That's why. That's why. She's hungry and she has to go to the bathroom because her clock's off. And let me tell you, I'm right there with her. I am dragging. It seems so late in the day. It's dark out so early. Man. But one good thing, though, since I was out in the yard doing a whole bunch of stuff, the dog was out back, just enjoying the day out there, that she wasn't waiting by her food bowl at 4 p.m. thinking that it was 5. That was the one good thing. But tomorrow it's going to be a real rude awakening for her. I know she's going to be sitting at that food bowl at 4 o'clock tomorrow. But I think I might need to let her outside so her mind could be off of it. If you have kids and you go through this whole time change thing with kids, oh, God bless you. I really don't know how I would do that. I could barely do it with a dog. I could barely do it for myself. I'm a grown child after all. That's why I don't have any kids. I'm just an overgrown child. You look at all my favorite things, they're all childish. Sports and WWE. Christmas. You throw that in there too. Kids love Christmas. Guess who else loves Christmas? Me. You should love Christmas too. Your life would be better. Don't say, oh, I hate it because it's so commercialized. Whatever. You don't have to give into the commercialized aspect of it. You could still just get into the spirit. Who doesn't love the good old Christmas spirit? Don't be a Grinch. Don't be a Grinch. By the way, they're starting to show Christmas movies on TNT and TBS as well. I saw that A Christmas Story was on TBS, and TNT had Christmas Vacation on there. That was a good way to close out the night after watching the World Series yesterday. So be on the lookout. Hallmark has been at it already. They're ahead of the game. They didn't need to wait for anything. Hallmark goes, we know there's one time of the year that we actually make ads off of commercials. Hallmark Christmas movie time. So we're going to put them on super early so we can make more money. Bet you that's exactly what they think. Well, thank you so much for showing up today and being part of the Luke Kelly Show. Nora will stop by on Wednesday. She told me she had 36 highlights from her last book. 36. Out of that 36, are we going to have a lot of good smut? I believe so. I'm just trying to be positive because I want good smut. And so do you. And you can get it on Wednesday here on the Luke Kelly Show.